Hey everybody, welcome back to Sons of Cinema. I'm Ron, that's Mike, and let's go over first order of the day. UFC 325 was last night. Again, I don't know where you were last night, but I'm going to mention later that I called you to do, we're going to talk about later on the show, everybody. We're going to talk about Wonder Man, but Mike always used to do a great impression of the Mandarin, and I called him last night while I was watching, and I think you were at a UFC party or something because I was like, "Do the voice." You're like, "No, I'm in front of people." I'm like, "You're embarrassed?" Of course. I'm like, "Ah." Anyway, where were you last night, and how did you like the fights?
I was at my buddy Nick's house, same place I was last time, and
Yeah.
I thought this was a really good card. I kind of was in a blind rage last time at 324, because yeah. Anyway, we don't have to get into that, but some of the standout fights. I feel like every fight on the main card, I think everyone got a finish. No, except for the main event and the Taito Avasa fight. I have it pulled up right now. Um, these were
No,
some
the
good
main event was
fights.
called the main event was called. Or are you talking about went the distance?
The main event was a decision. That's how it ended. Like it went the distance.
What? No, the main event, like he was pounding on him. They called it, right?
No, that was the co-main event. Benoit Saint Denis and Dan Hooker, the
Oh,
bomb guy.
I'm a fucking idiot. Yes,
Yeah,
you're right.
that was a good finish.
Yeah,
I actually had Dan Hooker to win that.
me too.
It was a
Yeah.
war though, but I mean
Yeah.
Benoit is guy's just
When he
fucking
started
good.
dropping them hammers, though, you knew it
Yeah,
was over. Like, I'm surprised they actually gave him that much time to try to defend himself on the ground because he had
yeah.
nothing. Uh, so what were some of
You gotta let him try and get out of it, and then you know. But
yeah,
I
but
agree. It was kind of
yeah.
over.
I mean, what do you do as a competitor? What do you do in that position when you're getting bombed on? All you can do is really block because you can't I mean, you can try to get something in, but you're so
Hmm.
busy trying to defend. And as soon as you move a hand, you've got your middle open. And he was working it good too. He was working middle, side, elbow, middle,
Yeah,
side. I was like,
the
damn.
the old school Brazilians like to train these positions, and they'll tell you get your opponent, the person on top, get their hands on the mat, however you can, and fucking trap and roll. But it's hard, man. It's hard. These guys do this shit for a living. Um, I want to talk about the main event though. I thought it was great. Um, I'm a Volk fan. He went the distance with Diego Lopez. I will say though, some of the shittiest fucking scoring I've ever heard or seen in a UFC fight. Some dickhead gave it 50-45 Volk. Volk got dropped in I think it was round 3 or 4.
Yeah.
And you're telling me you don't give Diego Lopez a single fucking round? Come on.
They
I
tried
had it.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, I had round 2 for Diego and I had round 4 for Diego. So in my mind, this fight was fucking super close. What do you think?
See, I didn't think it was as close as you thought it was because and plus I think they tried to make that when he got hit, when Volk got hit and he fell, they tried to portray it as like a slip and fall. So I don't know. I
I
don't
heard
know.
that too, but
Is in UFC, do they have playback for judges or can
no,
judges they're just going off what they see. So
it's in the
they might have
moment.
called that as a slip as well.
Yeah.
But when they showed on the replay, you saw that he connected and then he fell.
Yeah.
But I didn't think it was as close as that. I thought honestly that Diego only maybe won one round, maybe
Yeah.
two. I knew in the last round he had to win just to survive. But like when I texted you, I just didn't think he had done enough, and I thought it was a fair decision.
Mhm.
But coming back to UFC like we talked about, and I know this Volk is one of your favorite guys.
Mhm.
I was
He's
impressed.
up
This
there.
is actually the first time I'll be honest with you. This is the first time I ever seen him. I'd heard of him, uh, but this is the second week in a row that we've gotten some good fights, and I'm definitely getting back into it now. I'm getting hooked. As soon as I finished watching Wonder Man yesterday, binging that shit, I I got right into, all right, it's 7 o'clock, got UFC on. And yeah,
And
those two fights were my favorite. Yeah, the
I think
hooker fight.
I think part of the reason why you're getting back into it more is back when you originally started watching, like if you knew how to grapple, if you knew how to take someone down and the other guy didn't, you win, right? And of course, I'm just going to hold you there. Now, like these elite strikers they know how to defend a takedown. They know how to take people down. You can't be in the UFC without being an elite level grappler to a certain extent. So, yeah, but I thought the fights were good. I was impressed. I'm excited to see.
But this is the reason why I'm enjoying UFC more, because for me there was just the right amount of grappling yesterday. But I'm just an older, old school kind of guy that likes to stand up. Let's go at it, hands. Let's throw some hands. And I think a lot of the fights that we're seeing, as there was a lot of stand up now, not as many takedowns as there used to be. So it's kind of like basketball to me, like the NBA. The NBA used to have a different way that they play. Now they just come down, everybody tries to shoot a three. The game has changed. And I think since I've been away from UFC for so long, the game has changed for me. And there's a lot of stand up. Hey, let's throw some hands. And I like that. But there were some good takedown moments yesterday.
Yeah, for sure. Especially that Benoit, that the co-main event finish. It's not like he was. Anytime he went to the ground, someone was trying to get a finish, whether it's through a submission or just fucking pummeling the dude. Instead of just sitting in fucking half guard and throwing 2 or 3 punches every 15 fucking seconds. Yeah,
So this one seemed a little cleaner than last time. There were no thumbs or no.
Yeah, there was the groin kick, but
well, that was an accident. Volk didn't. He clearly saw. Once you saw, he was like, you even see his face. He's like, oh shit! Like he knew, and yeah, he apologized. Like, I got no problem with that. It was an accident. He was going for an inner thigh kick, and he kind of, I think Diego moved, and he misjudged it, and just right square into the fucking oysters. And
that's why they wear cups.
Volk definitely wears that big ass cup, so that thing is fucking ginormous. Remember we were talking about the dude from last week that I was like, are you seeing this guy's cup crotch piece? Remember the guy, he had the pink shorts on, he was real skinny. I forget which fighter it was, and I go, am I the only one that's staring at this huge cod piece? But so what other opinions or thoughts did you have on the fight yesterday?
I'm wondering, the standard great UFC card. I'm curious how they're going to do the White House card. So, do you know about this?
I think I've heard about this. So they're doing some shit. Is this going to be in the ballroom or is this going to be in a big stadium?
It's going to be on the south lawn of the White House.
That's what I was.
And it's not going to be a live gate. So only like 5,000 invitations are going out. Like you got to know somebody, right? So like probably celebrities. Theo Vaughn's probably going to be there. And it's going to be on the south lawn. And they're just going to have fucking UFC fights. Now, it's not clear if it's going to be like American fighters on the card. Because if you bill it as American fighters and the Americans get their ass whooped on the 4th of July on the White House, these colors don't run. You know what I mean? So,
well, I'm sure they'll have ice there to drag anyone away who's beating on the Americans. I'm sure right after their fights, they'll get deported quickly.
You know what? That would be somewhat entertaining. Put 5 ice guys there. You know what? This is what the White House card should be. Put 5 ice guys in the ring. Okay, get all your foreign fighters. The ice guys have to handcuff this UFC fighter. There are no weapons, right? They just got hands. However they gotta do it. Okay, no groin strikes, no shots to the back of the head, and 5 ice guys have to fucking detain a UFC fighter. I'd watch it. And I put all my money on the UFC fighter because these motherfuckers don't know how to fucking hold someone down. So
no, they do not. They don't have any kind of training in that shit. But
you
you're
know
right.
what?
That would be
Let's make our own
a
fucking,
great. Yep, that would be a great undercard. 5 ICE agents
yeah, just
against
one.
who? What? Okay, let me ask you this: what UFC fighter would you pick for them to try to handcuff?
Any of them. Any of them. I don't give a fuck. Any of them. Yeah. No. Honestly, you put me in there with 2. I think I come out on top. I'm not gonna lie. Two ICE agents. I think I come out on top. How are they? What are they gonna do? Hold me down? They can't do that. Apparently. So anyway, enough politics. Let's get into this.
Still UFC rules though, right? No kick to the balls, no.
Yeah.
No low
No like
blows.
eye gouging, no fucking shots to the back of the head. They just have to handcuff me. Let's go. So
all right, I got a question about your hypothetical here. Can one of the ICE agents, just one, have a pepper spray?
no.
Okay. It would make it more exciting.
Yeah, they probably end up pepper spraying themselves too. You know. Well, I don't know what good it would do. Like, fuck it, we'll both be blind.
That would be hilarious.
The difference is in jiu-jitsu, constantly, like, guys will close their eyes. It's weird because, like, when I'm rolling with someone, I can close my eyes and I know exactly where everything is, right? Just because, you know, the muscle memory, and I've been there so many times. So I don't know. It might be an advantage for me. I did ask you a question though.
What was that?
If Diego Lopez was walking down the street, he smacked Renee on the ass, what would you do?
Okay, well, I was joking, and I'd say I'd just shoot him in the knee.
Yeah, but realistically,
right? Realistically, that guy would he would pimp slap me up and down, dude. Like,
are you trying though?
Oh well, of course. Well, no. Oh, you mean if he smacked her in the ass?
Yeah,
I'd be like,
you're right there.
I'd be like, hey, what are the chances I can get you to sign my this here pump? Like, I don't know. I don't know if I'd beat his ass unless she was like, hey, look here, Diego.
I got a funny anecdote. I was talking to one of my buddies that train. I train with, and he was in Vegas for a weekend while the fights were going on, right? And so this guy was with a buddy of his who doesn't train, doesn't watch UFC, nothing, right?
Right.
And so we'll call the guy who doesn't know anything, we'll call him Jim. So Jim's at the bar, right? He's just fucking sprawled out, hanging out, you know, not being an asshole, but like chilling, right? And some dude comes up behind him, puts him in a full Nelson, you know, and then he's like, you know, I'm just joking, it's whatever. And he was like, right? Dude walks away. And then some random guy comes up to Jim and he's like, do you know who that was? He's like, no, who was that? Random guy's like, that was Nate Diaz. And apparently Nate Diaz came back up later, did it again jokingly. He's like, he's like, oh, I know who you are now. And I asked a buddy of mine, I was like, what are you doing if Nate Diaz comes behind you and puts you in a full Nelson? He was like, not a goddamn thing. And I was like, yeah, me too. Like, what do you do? Like, imagine if someone just like an elite level fighter.
Yeah.
Just fucking, they can do whatever they want to like a normal person one-on-one. And it's crazy. You know? What are you going to do?
Yeah.
Fight them?
Nick Diaz is mean. He looks mean as fuck too. So like that's
not Nick.
That would be that. I think he would be more intimidating to me than like Diego Lopez, you know what I mean?
Oh, y'all motherfuckers, you don't know where the fuck I'm from, Stockton, motherfucker.
You know what? But he has one of the greatest wins in UFC history to me. That when he came, he came in with what, like a week, like because whoever he was fighting before got hurt or something.
Yep.
So he was a fill-in, and Rocky style, he took Conor McGregor down, and that was the beginning of the end for Conor McGregor. If you think about it, like
he took his back. You know what? UFC White House card.
Mm-hmm.
I would just throw fucking money to see Conor McGregor and Nate Diaz, the trilogy fight,
one more time.
Because Conor won the second one.
Right.
Give me one more. Give me the shit talking. Give me the fucking build up. You know. And you know what? Conor McGregor could fucking retire after that. But give me one more. Finish that fucking trilogy. Because that's
how old are they? Is it Nick Diaz like almost 40 or is he 40?
Nick's his older brother. Nate Diaz age. He's 40. Yeah, he's Nate Diaz. What's Connor? He's got to be like 37.
39. I'm gonna say.
37.
Oh, I mean that's how old Volk was. It is last night. He's 37 years old.
I mean, they could do it, dude. They could do it.
He was in the best shape of his life too. Like he looked fantastic last night.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm excited for that card. I want to see what happens there.
Do you know when this White House UFC match is gonna happen?
July 4th.
Oh shit. That sounds like some gladiator type shit, like the emperor is calling for basically for some gladiation around the fucking
Trump. You see Trump the loser, he's
all the crowd's gonna have to cheer to make sure that the person lives.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll be there watching that one. Do you know next week? I think 326 is next week. I guess they're doing them. Is this like a season now, or are they just doing every week?
Usually for a good span of time, they'll do one every Saturday, and then they'll take some breaks, and then they'll do it again. Next week is Mario Batista versus Vinicius Oliveira.
You see those guys?
Yeah. No, I don't. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not watching this fucking card. Okay. I don't care. Sorry.
Well, actually, next Saturday I'll be in Phoenix.
It's a fight night. So next week is a fight night. Next two are fight nights, and then Sean Strickland on February 21st is fighting. I like him. There's a whole thing to him we won't get into now. The next three are fight nights, and then March 7th, UFC 326 main event. Max Holloway versus Charles Oliveira. That fight is going to be one for the ages. I guarantee you. You know who Max Holloway is?
I do. Yes, I've heard of him. Yeah.
And then Charles Oliveira. Oh, it's going to be so good.
And then you'll get our commentary here, folks, or at least our reactions anyway.
You'll get our professional commentary.
Our professional opinions.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Yeah, I enjoyed that last night. That was probably the last thing I watched before bed. But before that, as we segue in, you had already seen Wonder Man, and you're like, watch it so we could talk about it. And I was like, you know what? The advertising on this thing had been almost non-existent.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot it was even coming out.
Yeah.
But I binged it yesterday. And I will defer to you first, sir. What were your thoughts, and what were some of your favorite things? What'd you think?
One, it was amazing. I like how they did a 30-minute format. Every episode, 30 minutes. Beautiful. Keeps the story tight. Okay. I like that it was a smaller scale story that implemented larger world elements. So that dude who was spoilers, by the way. That dude who was blackmailing Trevor to work for the government, that was the same dude from No Way Home who was like trying to prosecute Peter and his friends, if you remember.
Oh, I thought so. I was like, why does this guy look familiar?
Yeah, that was the same guy. So they're implementing larger world, but it was such a small and tight story. Yahya Abdul-Mateen, that guy, give this man a fucking Grammy.
Hold on a second before we move on. Remember last week, or I think maybe the week before, we had talked about Blade casting. He is the one that was Morpheus, and we couldn't think of his name. Yeah. That's the guy that could play Blade, but now obviously I don't think he can because he's Wonder Man.
Fuck it, multiverse, do it. I don't care.
But yeah, so go ahead.
Yeah, I like that. I like that they brought back Trevor Slattery. I like that Marvel's bringing back these older story elements and fucking using them. Dude, like these people who complain about fucking Captain America Brave New World, it's a Hulk movie. Yeah, bro. Thaddeus Ross as fucking Red Hulk. What do you mean? People have
What?
been asking this since the fucking Incredible Hulk. What are you talking about? The not the Thinker. What's his fucking name? The
Oh, from Hulk, Incredible
yeah,
Hulk.
Counselor Pandansky fucking coming back. Yeah, man. Like, what are you talking about? These are great
Yeah.
elements that have been untouched. The Trevor Slattery thing was touched upon in Shang-Chi, but I love how it's like he didn't serve his fucking prison sentence. So what's that look like when he gets back to the world, right?
Yeah.
And then I knew you were gonna fucking call me and ask me to do my Mandarin because there are I think 3 times he does the Mandarin voice.
Well, the first one when they in like I think episode 2 at the beginning, they flash back to it. And for those of you that don't know, Mike, he used to when he was younger do like an impression of the Mandarin. If you don't mind, Mike, would you give the crowd a taste?
Let me warm up my vocal cords. Me, mo. Some people call me a terrorist. I consider myself a teacher. And you'll never see me coming. Like, yeah, like just I love that they implemented here because he's an actor. This is a story about an actor.
Right.
I like how they did the betrayal. I like how at the end he's like, hey, you've been a good friend to me, so I'm gonna fucking take the fall for all this shit.
That was awesome.
And
that was the last thing he said was, and you'll never see, or you never saw me coming.
And then he broke him out. And so I guess my question to you is how are we gonna fit Wonder Man into Doomsday, or if at all?
I had that was actually one of the questions that I had written down for you that I was going to ask you later. But before I get into that, let me just say real quick again, like you, I loved it. Now I'm going to be honest. I thought the ending might have been a little weak, but I get it. I'm hoping. See, this is the thing. If we don't get a season 2, then it was all kind of like, okay, it was just an individual kind of cool story. But you only get to see him use his powers maybe one huge time and then maybe twice. So at the end, towards the end, I was kind of hoping for more. It was kind of a letdown for me, the ending. But that being said, I love this because of 2 reasons. One, it kind of invoked the nerd movie cinematic guy that I am. I love the inside of the movies and acting and all that kind of shit. And it had that with the cross between the Marvel shit that I love, the comic book shit, the nerd, both nerd sides just made this perfect for me. And it was a very interesting choice. And I don't really know Wonder Man at all. Got to be honest with you. I haven't read one Wonder Man comic. I don't know his history. I don't know where he comes from, if he's an actor in the comics, but I love this. And fucking Yahya, what is his name? Yahya. Oh, Abdul Mateen. Him and Ben Kingsley are fucking awesome in this. So if any of you are thinking or on the fence about watching this, watch it just for their acting performances alone. The 2 of them in scenes together are amazing. One of my favorite parts, and I shed a tear in the first fucking episode because in the first episode they show his audition, and he kind of goes off script and does this meaningful monologue, and I was like, holy crap, dude. And Kingsley's the shit. I love him. And almost all of his lines are just fucking funny. And he's actually comic relief, which is great in this. He's the one that's saying all the funny shit. And
but then he turns it up whenever.
Episode, acting is phenomenal. Another scene that I really liked was when Trevor was at his Wonder Man, what is El Simon's mother's birthday party, and they have that moment in the kitchen where they're talking, and she's kind of giving him a little bit of information about how Simon was as a kid. And basically this story is about a guy who's just he's got family, but he's alone. He's lonely. He just doesn't feel like he fits in this story. He doesn't even know how he got these powers or why he has them. His family knows that he has them, but he's so alone and he can never get close to anybody because he also has a hard time controlling these powers with his emotions. Do you know anything about Wonder Man, and what are maybe some of the scenes that you liked in this?
I didn't know a single thing about Wonder Man. But I think that's good because my expectations are none. So, like, if you put someone like Spider-Man on the screen, I'm gonna expect him to act like Spider-Man, right? Needs to be cracking jokes, fucking talking shit. But here, going in with a fresh slate, I think I was open to more things.
Right. Let me answer your question real quick. I forgot the answer about Doomsday, and you can get into it at the end of your answer. Sorry to interrupt. So I don't know. See, without a second season, I don't know where they're going with this. There hasn't been a second season approved yet. They're still trying to see if this is successful. But people, please watch it. It's great. But I don't know.
Let it die like Bone Temple.
I'm not really sure. What is his powers, Mike? Like, I mean, is his power kinetic? So it's like some kind of kinetic energy, but he can't control it. Is he like a Cyclops? But it's like, I'm really not understanding really what his powers are. So I don't know how he would fit in the Doomsday, because if his power is just like ultimate, like kinetic energy that explodes, couldn't he just go into the battlefield and just fucking, apparently he doesn't blow up with the energy. He just exudes the energy. So yeah.
It's
I don't know how he would fit in
the ions of things. You can control the ions of things. And I mean, ions are fucking everything. Everything has ions. So
right.
I do kind of see why you would be like, I'm not too sure, but like,
no, I want him to.
I think power wise, there was a theory floating around out there that each of the Infinity Stones has essentially become a person within the MCU. So, for example, Loki has become the Time Stone, right? Because he's, end of Loki season 2. The Scarlet Witch was the Reality Stone, because I mean she can warp reality. Red, right? Adam Warlock is the fucking Mind Stone. Sentry's the Soul Stone, and then Power Man is the Power Stone, or not Power Man, Wonder Man would be the Power Stone. And if you look, his eyes get purple whenever his powers become too much.
Right.
It's an interesting theory. I think they could easily fit him into Doomsday. He's got the power. He's got the, he's got the suit. I will say this show made me fucking hate Hollywood. Like, just like everything about it.
Dude, that's how Hollywood is, though, man. These actors.
I know. It's
if you get something, like, it's amazing to get even a callback, apparently. But that's why I'm always amazed when people are on shows and then they want to leave the show and quit. Like, oh, I can do other things. Really? You know how hard it was for you to get this job and you don't want to do it anymore?
And one of the standout episode for me, and the thing that tied everything together so well, was the Doorman episode.
I was just gonna ask you. I knew the Doorman was coming next.
Completely fucking just, we hear about it in the first episode. Oh, we don't have a Doorman waiver for you, so you're good. And it's like, what's that? Okay. And then at the end of the third episode, he was like, yeah, I don't want to end up like Doorman or Damara Davis Doorman. And I was like, who the fuck is this guy? Right. And then we get into that episode about a guy who gets powers, the fame, everything. And he through too much alcohol and fucking partying and just the fame getting to his head, he fucking essentially killed someone on set. It's not clear whether he's dead or not, but like, he essentially killed someone. The
star that he killed, he was awesome in that too.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's Olaf from Frozen.
Yes. Oh, remember, and he was singing too. Olaf's in there singing right now. Yeah.
But yeah, and now, hey, it's too much of a liability. If you have fucking powers, you can't be an actor. and this is his fucking dream. So it really does make sense. Like, you know, I've always thought, like, why don't the superheroes fucking tell, like why doesn't Spider-Man tell Mary Jane, oh, we put her in danger? Bro, she's in danger all the fucking time anyway. You might as well tell her. But this one was genuinely, like, for the first time ever, I understood, like, this is why you would not want someone to know you have powers, right? Because you have a government agency fucking spying on you, and you couldn't work. You couldn't work in the industry you want to.
So do you support the Sokovia Accords? Is that what you're saying?
I do not. Well, okay, if I'm being honest, forget a little political here. I understand why they were spying on him. Because he showed constantly, whenever his emotions get the better of him, he gets fucking destructive.
I'm going to call BS on that, though, because they didn't. But they only, okay, their whole premise is that something happened in the kitchen when he was small. They didn't have any proof of anything. So it was kind of weak how they got into following Simon. But they didn't, it's just he destroyed a kitchen when he was young.
Yeah, bro. But
I don't know how they got all that after that.
He destroyed the set. Like, obviously Simon's a hero. He's not a bad person. But he destroyed the fucking set, bro. And he said, there was a rolling brownout after that. Like, that's some serious fucking power. And it all happened because he lost control of his emotions. And it's like, dude, can you imagine? Like, if, as a child, you know, like, there is a valid point. Now, obviously, them trying to throw him in a fucking prison was overkill, right? Like, but
what did you think of the great security of that prison?
Yeah, you know what? I was watching it with Trinity, and she was like, when he's breaking out Trevor, he's like, he's in a prison built for superhumans.
Right.
How the fuck is he able to use his powers? Exactly. And I was like, that's a good fucking point. But I did like, I called it, like, when he started talking to this fucking redneck dude, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, we got 15 minutes left. And then he was like, yeah, the type of people I see at my work. And I was like,
I knew what he was doing. Yeah.
I knew what he was doing then. I was like, oh, and I told Trinity, I was like, that guy works at the prison and he's going to fucking break Trevor out. She's like, no. Yeah. I thought, dude, I think from now on, fuck it. Like, unless it's Daredevil, unless like it's a solid hour, make these shows 30 minutes. Make them 30 minutes. Keep it tight. Daredevil Born Again each episode needs to be an hour long. Okay? Because I can't give me enough of Matthew Murdock, Charlie Cox. That shit. Daredevil Born Again season 1. Amazing season 2. It's gonna be wonderful. But yeah, keep these shows 30 minutes. I make it so I can drop it all. Say, hey, here you go. What do you think? And I'll eat that shit up. I think Marvel's on a real fucking. They're going.
You can tell they're putting in the effort into not putting out so much shit now. This was so unique. Like, I wouldn't even have thought of something like this, the way they made this show. It was brilliant. And it's very, I got to be honest, I don't know how I'd take an hour of these episodes, because there was so much emotion and so much, there was a lot of, it's not always quick. There's a lot of, it's a slow burn sometimes. And I don't know how an hour of this show would have been, but I'm glad it was a half hour, because by the time the half hour was up, you're like, wait a minute, what the fuck? That's it. Yeah. And you're waiting for the next one. So this one, this show was awesome. I know people are going to hate it. And episode 4, Doorman, ding to the dong, baby. That was
ding dong.
Wouldn't
it make more sense to go knock knock?
I don't know, but whoever that guy was too, he was awesome. That actor. Yeah. Let me ask you, would you be mad, or would you like that power to? So this guy's power, everybody, like people could go through him, and he could go through inanimate objects like doors and walls and things like that. That's his power.
He can put stuff inside of him.
Yeah, people can go through him. Like, there's a scene where there's a club scene where everyone's got to get out of this club. There's some kind of emergency and everyone's stuck at the door. So he just stands there. They all just walk through his body. But would you like that power?
Dude, give me any fucking power. Yeah, of course I would. But I gotta be honest. I gotta be honest. Okay. If I had a power like that where I could walk through a wall, I'm going to a bank. It's federally insured. Okay. The only people getting hurt is the fucking government. I'm robbing a bank. You know what? I'll never hurt anyone. I'd be in and out. They'd never know, right? I'm not even taking a weapon on me. I'm robbing the fucking bank, and then I'm good. And then I'll use my powers to like help people, help the community. But like, dude, you give me super speed, it's over. It's over. I'm ruling this fucking earth. Sorry.
Would you rather have super speed or invisibility?
Super speed. Super speed is the best superpower there is. What are you gonna do? If I'm running 700 miles per hour, what are you doing? You're not doing shit. I win. Like, come on. If I'm as fast as a bullet, you ain't doing shit.
Yeah, against the person who can just walk through walls and
people
go through him, I guess, yeah, he'd get killed by a guy that was super fast.
That was part of the problem with the Flash, man, is like they you know, every season they fucking kept powering him up. There was a whole episode where a nuke went off and they're in Flash time. And this is for like, and you know, he's getting more tired. And I'm like, bro,
yeah,
how the fuck, unless you have a speedster villain who's just as fast, no one's doing shit, you know? And that's kind of the problem with the Flash is the power scaling, right? It's like one episode he's super fast and like nobody can touch him. Eobard Thawne couldn't even touch him. And then the next episode he's fucking tripping over his own feet. And it's like, okay, I guess. But yeah, super speed would be my power. My second one would be the whatever power they have in Chronicle with Dave DeHaan and Michael B. Jordan. Whatever that power is. Well, it's complete like mental telekinesis, right?
Yeah.
So they could fly, they could move shit. Like that would be my second power. So if I could have super speed, it'd be that. What about you? What would you choose?
Boy, I don't know. I'm partial to invisibility, but also like Nightcrawler has, or like Hayden Christensen
like
had
Jumper.
in that Jumper.
Yeah.
But that's also it's kind of wonky because you have to know where you're going. You can't just pop into a place. You got to know what the hell it looks like. So I guess, I don't know. I think invisibility is more stealthy than super speed, because when you're running with that super speed, you're giving off some kind of energy or breeze. You know how like sometimes they'll move super fast and shit papers will move or something. You're giving off some kind of energy. I think with invisibility, I can wait till the security guards open the bank door, and then I just simply walk in, stay there. I'd probably have to stay there for, you know what? I just realized the flaw in my theory, because then I'd be stuck in there. So I guess maybe you're right. You've convinced me. Maybe super speed is the way to go, because you can get in and out with less than a second. Yeah. Well, teleportation though has its problem, because again, you got to see where you're going.
If you think about it, teleportation and super speed at some point become the same power. Like in the Flash comics, I think it's Professor Zoom. He is not running. He is teleporting through time. Right?
Yeah.
And that's his power, right? So he's jumping in and out of time at different places. But to someone like the Flash who runs at the speed of light,
right,
it's the same fucking thing, right?
It's true.
It gets more theoretical. So
yeah, super speed though, you can see where you're going. You can get in and out in less than a second, and you could take all the stuff you want. So yeah, I guess so. So any final thoughts on Wonder Man?
Give me more. I liked Joe Pantoliano. He's been just showing up and shit.
We forgot about Joey Pants. We forgot how
he showed up in Chucky. He showed up in this, and it's like, what the fuck? Like, where do they keep finding this guy?
I love Joey Pants.
He's like invested in real estate, and I'm like, okay.
I bought all the houses in Malibu before it was anything, and I made a killing. And he's playing a parody of himself. It's fucking fantastic.
Well, he did that in Chucky too. He's playing a parody of himself, and I'm like, is this guy just like, are they just showing up to his house and like recording him, and like that's his performance? Yeah. But I thought it was touching how like how Simon was like, hey Joey, you're being a fucking dickhead. He doesn't deserve
Joey
this.
Pants.
We're fucking leaving. And then he was like, well, yeah, I do. Come on. And then what was it that Trevor said? He was like, acting isn't a job.
Oh, that was a little much for me. That's the only line I didn't like. It's not a job, it's a calling. And there's nothing, basically, he was saying there's nothing more important that you can do in life than being an actor.
Oh, yeah, that's what he said.
And I was like, come on, bro. What about all the people that do other shit? Soldiers,
service
yeah, service firemen. Come on, first responders. I'm sorry, but
even teachers.
Hey, you don't have to be an actor. You can do something else that's just as fulfilling. So that was the only line in the whole thing that I didn't like. I'm glad you brought that up, because I was like, but that's what acting means to Trevor. And throughout this series, there's a lot of callbacks, and people always want to know, like, hey, how was it being the Mandarin? Like, and you can tell he hates being he hates it now. He was used, he knew he was used, but he was a big alcoholic during this time. So
yeah.
And if you guys like any of Trevor's shit in Iron Man 3, please watch this. Like it's this show is fantastic. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I gotta be honest though. I when Trevor went to prison, I was like, yeah, man, he kind of needs to be in prison. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, yes, I love the character, but like, bro, he was a fucking he was the head of a terrorist group for all intents and purposes, and it's like, yeah, man, like, you fucked up. Yeah, you gotta pay for that, like, he but I'm interested to see what they do with the character of Trevor Slattery next.
Me too.
And Simon Williams, I think he'll be in Avengers Doomsday. I think it would be a shame if he wasn't in Doomsday or Secret Wars, or same with Charlie Cox. Charlie Cox needs to be in a fucking Avengers movie, okay? Charlie Cox single-handedly, like, ever since Daredevil Born Again, it's been nothing but up, and he needs to be in an Avengers movie. Now, it's
a good segue into this then. Did you see the new Daredevil Born Again season 2 trailer?
I did.
What did you think?
What can I say? Daredevil is like, I'm speechless. Daredevil is definitely one of my top Marvel heroes. Just because, like, I don't know, growing up watching the animated series of Spider-Man, Daredevil was right there. They're kind of similar. I like, I watched Ben Affleck's Daredevil growing up. Back when we didn't have all these fucking shows and movies, we only had like one-offs here and there. So, I'm super excited. They're bringing back Kristen Ritter as Jessica Jones. I liked Jessica Jones. I
could do without her.
I liked Iron Fist season 2, and I liked Luke Cage season 2. Those shows they were coming up. I didn't care for Luke Cage season 1 or Iron Fist season 1, but those shows were like, they were all getting better. And then Disney bought Marvel, and it just fucking it fell apart. And I think now Disney's realizing now, like, hey man, this is what the people want. They want Jessica Jones. They want fucking they want Daredevil back.
Why? I mean, not why on Daredevil. Why Jessica Jones? It's a character that's just never been. It's never been exciting to me. I don't know. I love the Defenders. It was okay. I liked watching the Defenders because it had a little bit more of the Wilson Fisk shit, I think.
Yeah, I'm getting a little tired of Wilson Fisk. If I'm being, I know. Okay, but he was the fucking villain in season 1. He was the villain in season 3. He was the villain in Daredevil Born Again season 1, and he's the villain now. And I understand why.
Echo, yeah.
I understand why. Yeah, he was the villain in Echo, Hawkeye.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I understand why. Because he's an amazing character, and he's played by Vincent D'Onofrio, right? It's the perfect casting. if you have Vincent D'Onofrio on your fucking payroll, use him. I just want something different.
Yeah.
What I want is I want
Oh,
them to use Wilson Fisk, but
yeah.
I want to see him as a Spider-Man villain now. And I think that's what they're setting up. I'll put money right fucking now. Tom Holland will appear as Peter Parker and Spider-Man in Daredevil Born Again Season 2. And I'll go even further. Charlie Cox will appear as Daredevil in Spider-Man Brand New Day.
It makes sense because the Punisher's in it, so why
Oh,
not bring over a couple more characters
and I'm
from?
ecstatic to see Tom Holland Spider-Man and fucking John Bernthal's Frank Castle interact. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. I'm hoping this season in Born Again that they'll bring back some more fucking Bullseye, dude. Like,
Oh, they are.
well, yeah, but they kind of did him dirty in that first half. It's like, okay, but I mean,
I thought they used him perfectly.
you think so?
Yeah, and I think yeah. Opening fucking long take fight, and then he gets thrown off a fucking building but come on. And then he doesn't die, which I'm glad, but also I kind of felt like maybe you should have killed him, right? But in season 2, he's coming back, and
we saw him in it in the preview.
He's gonna be teaming up with Matt, and I think it's gonna be a story about like, because Bullseye said something in the first season. He was like, "Isn't that what a good man does? Fucking help his worst enemy." And I think they're going that route where Matt's like, "Yeah, like I gotta work with this guy. I gotta work with the dude who killed my best friend and learn how to forgive and just even as a Catholic, you know." I think that's one of the most compelling things too about Daredevil is the fact that he's a Catholic and he's religious and
yes, we have that Catholic guilt. We're taught it, and it stays with us forever.
Well, one thing I want to see in it's super hard to conceptualize, but essentially what I want is Matt Murdock. I want the end of his story in the MCU to be where he dies and then he goes to heaven and he sees Foggy there. I think that would be the perfect send off because like in the comics, Matt Murdock, there is a god in Marvel Comics. He's called the One Above All. He is God, right?
Yeah.
He's shown himself very few times. Showed himself to Spider-Man when Spider-Man was like, Aunt May was dying, right?
Yeah.
And he was like, hey, and God came and he was like, hey, man, I have a plan. You know, you've helped so many people. Just fucking trust me, right? But Daredevil has never had a scene like that. And I think he has like the ultimate faith. And I think that would just be a beautiful send-off. Like, I was right. Like, I was right. There's a fucking God. There's a heaven. And I get to see my best friend now. That's just me. Maybe I'll write a scene, send it in to Marvel. Be like, here you go. On the house.
Right. Well, we saw in the trailer, we saw Foggy. So I'm assuming it's a flashback because he is passed on. And also we got a quick little tiny like half a second snippet of Matthew Lillard. I don't know what he's playing in there, but I know that was him, right?
That was him. Yeah, he is on the cast call for this, by the way.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'm not sure what he's playing, but they show a little snippet of him in the trailer. A little bit of the Kingpin is boxing and looking like he's beating the crap out of somebody in a ring. They don't really give you much context to what's happening, just flashes to different scenes. It looks like Matt and Karen are going to get a little more romantic now. They show that.
I gotta be honest. I don't give
you can say it because I do too.
I don't give a fuck about Karen and Matt. the only girl, the only woman for Matthew fucking Murdock is Elektra. Hands down, I think, and you know what? There's a theory she's coming back for season 2, and I think that's Endgame. That's who's got to end up with.
What about the girl in the red, the karate girl? You don't like her? What the fuck is her name? The other girl, she's part of the hand or whatever the fuck. She's like a ninja assassin.
Elektra?
Not Elektra. It's somebody else. Fuck. She was in season 1 of Daredevil. Am I tripping here?
Born Again? Or
Not Born Again, Daredevil. She's in red. I forget. She has those little fucking things that Raphael has in the Ninja Turtles. Is that Elektra or is that something Elektra? Else? Oh, whatever, man.
That's who I'm talking
the only
about.
The only Elektra I remember is fucking Jennifer Gardner, and
yeah,
she's my Elektra. Even though that Elektra movie is terrible, it is bad. But
first of all, you got your facts crossed. Elektra was in season 2, and yeah, the girl with the size and the red, that's Elektra. Anyway,
okay,
yes, that is the only person.
Then I was agreeing with you. I wish you could have seen his face, folks. He just stared at me like, "What the fuck are you talking about?
What the fuck are you talking about?"
So, yeah, no, I dug it. I can't wait.
Speaking of,
I don't know where they're going, but I just hope it's a good season. I don't think this season. Have you heard? Is the Punisher, Frank Castle, going to be in this season at all? Or
yes, but he's not confirmed. He's expected to show up, obviously. But I think we'll have to see kind of how. I think it goes Born Again season 2, his one shot, and then No Way Home or Brand New Day. So I'm thinking he'll show up towards the end because he broke out. Like, why wouldn't he? He's a vigilante on the fucking run.
I can't.
We'll see what happens though. But
I'm sorry, Frank Castle, that Punisher is a way better character to me than Daredevil. Sometimes I got to be honest. Sometimes Matt Murdock's, Charlie Cox's version of Daredevil, sometimes it drags me down. It's like, dude, can you fucking ever just be happy for a minute? Like, does every moment have to be? Which I know Frank Castle's never fucking happy, but at least he just takes out his frustration. And I don't know. I like Frank Castle more because he's more of an extrovert, whereas, Daredevil, Matt Murdock is more of an introvert. So
I'll tell you what, Red.
Yeah.
I'll tell you something.
What do you mean?
Yeah. Dude, I never used that word in my life. You don't put it in my mouth.
Kevin Feige, if you can listen, there's 2 things that we'd like to say to you. One is, if you're not going to make another Wonder Man season and you're not going to progress this character, please make him Blade. He would be awesome. You know what I mean? Yeah, Abdul Mateen, he would be awesome as Blade.
Bring back Wesley Snipes.
Well, I mean, if you're not going to go, Wesley is too old. You could do one more movie, though, that would be badass. But if you're going to reboot the character and you're not going to use Wonder Man, please use this gentleman. And the next thing is, please bring us a Punisher season 3. That's all I want. Like, give us another Punisher, man. Like, because you could bring back Jigsaw if you want, but I mean, you could also do maybe like Tombstone as another character that.
Ooh, now you're talking. Hold on.
You know what I mean? Like, there's another, like, he was another kind of gangster type.
He's in Brand New Day. Tombstone's going to be in yeah.
Oh,
the guy who played from Black Lightning, the albino guy. I don't know his name, but
wait, that's not the dude that was in Gotham, right? That's not the same guy.
But yeah, he got casted as Tombstone in the new Spider-Man movie. So you might be, they might set up a season 3. In my opinion, Punisher season 2, out of all those Netflix shows, that was the absolute best that those shows ever got. Better than Daredevil season 2, better than anything else. Who played Tombstone Spider-Man?
Yeah, I'm looking that up too.
Brand new day.
Tombstone
Yep.
character.
Marvin Jones the third is
Oh, I
playing the
see him.
supervillain.
Dude, he looks mean as fuck.
He's a perfect casting for that.
But you could bring him in as a Punisher villain, or let's look that up. How about some Punisher villains? Because you're right. I think you're right. The Wilson Fisk thing, don't bring him back in like another Daredevil. I mean, another Punisher. Yeah, another Punisher season. That would be kind of, you're right. It's getting redundant, and maybe they'll end it here. But the reason why, when you have such a great actor like Vincent D'Onofrio, you're like, you got to just put him in everything you can. And they're trying to just take, look, you know what they're doing now, Marvel. They're just taking every character that we actually liked, and they're doing shit with them. I'm sorry. There's a reason why we're not getting Shang-Chi 2, and there's a reason why we're not getting fucking, you know what I mean? Like, look, I get it. Maybe some people like those movies, but those are characters we don't give a fuck about. And they had good luck in the beginning with bringing in characters that we never heard of, like Guardians of the Galaxy and shit like that, and they became successful. So I get that they're trying to ram that down our throats by bringing
Iron Man was kind of
Agatha. What?
Iron Man was a C tier hero before RDJ came in. Before they
right.
did that
I
movie.
mean, yeah, he was like Thor. Nobody really
no one
read him when you were a kid. When you're a kid, when I was a kid, the big ones, the big hitters were Spider-Man, Hulk. Some people still were into the Fantastic Four. But definitely X-Men. Those were like, those were the big three. And it's just, you can see that if we get a great actor like this Wonder Man, he's a great actor, so you could put him in anything. They're going to realize that we love him as a character and probably put him in some more shit. That's what I'm hoping.
Matt, it's going to be a good year for Matthew Lillard. He's in Born Again. He was in Five Nights at Freddy's. Pretty sure he's going to be in Scream 7.
Well, yeah,
and
I bet you it's gonna be cheesy though. I know it's gonna be some kind of like,
it's gonna be AI,
that's what I meant. AI, like, kind of.
They're gonna be like, "Oh, Stu's back. How is this possible?" And there's gonna be a scene where he FaceTimes them, right? And it's gonna be Matthew Lillard, and they're like, "Oh, Stu's back," and then it's fucking AI that did it. So I'm calling it now. One last thing before we go. Go see 28 years later, Bone Temple. I'm getting fucked in the box office right now by Mr. Entity MST. He picked fucking Primate as his movie, and it's beating fucking 28 years later, Bone Temple. I don't know how. Get off your fucking ass. Go watch a movie. Go watch Bone Temple. I'm gonna lose my fucking mind if he beats both of us in this, because this is fucking ridiculous.
So what he's talking about, folks, is that for those of us, you loyal 10 watchers that watch our our show, we did a fantasy film draft for 2026, and a great movie like the 28 years later, the Bone Temple has only made about $23 million so far this year. And Primate, which I got nothing against Primate. I think it's an awesome concept, but it's basically a killer monkey, a monkey killing everybody. That movie's made, that movie's made $23 million, and Bone Temple has only made $20 million. And we expected Bone Temple to be like, what, $100 million movie, or at least, but
it's good enough. It's good enough to be
It is good enough. That's another, we're getting a lot of good, like, I don't want to say artsy, but maybe like meaningful things this year. The Bone Temple, Wonder Man, those are like two things that are original and people like. I read real quick that the reason why people aren't digging this new Bone Temple movie is because they were actually pissed about the first movie and the way it ended. People were mad that it ended on a cliffhanger, which I think is ridiculous, but that's what I know. That's why people are upset. So they just said, fuck it, I'll wait till streaming to watch this bad boy. And that's what they're doing. It was a great film experience, though, as far as visually. Like, it's beautiful. Ray Fiennes has like one of the most amazing scenes ever where he's playing the devil. And when you watch it on the big screen, it's like, it's fucking amazing the way it looks. So anyway, that's what Mike is referring to, is we have our fantasy film draft. None of my movies have come up yet, but I expect to start smashing once my movies start playing. Didn't you
I
say one of my
hope
movies?
I hope Doomsday gets fucking delayed by a year.
You know what? It's things are being talked about still because that and Dune are still on the same weekend. So
There's no way Doomsday moves because of Dune.
because Dune actually has the contract for most of the IMAX theaters. So if Marvel decides to stay in this time slot, they're not going to have all the IMAX theaters for Doomsday. It's
So
but,
you think they'll push it back?
Well, somebody's going to move. I don't think Dune is going to move because, like I said, they have, if you look it up, they have most of the IMAX theaters reserved for that time. So
Yeah.
I don't know what Marvel's thinking, but I think that they think that this can stand on its own merits. Like it can make almost $3 billion without the IMAX theaters. So
You're fucked if they do move it though, right? If they move it to January,
if it
you're
gets
fucked.
moved, I'm gonna have to get some like fucking Angry Birds or some bullshit.
I don't even think you. I mean, depending on how much time you have, but Doomsday was your fucking should have been the number one draft pick, but fucking Supergirl got picked. That
and that's MST. That's who he's talking about. MST,
yeah.
Our other buddy. He
you know what?
He has Primate. His Primate's beating.
I bet Supergirl beats the dog shit out of fucking Brand New Day and Doomsday. We'll see.
Well, as we said on the show, if you ever watch it, folks, it's a little, it's kind of lengthy, but it's because we did 16 films each. And we did kind of a little why we wanted to pick him and stuff like that. But anyway,
MST is a fucking mad genius.
Yeah, he might. We're rooting for him to win because if he wins, it would be great.
It'd be the best underdog story ever told.
Right. But what you're seeing, Mike, right now is what we talked about. The theaters are just dying, dude. Like if you can't get people to see a good ass movie like The Bone Temple, I don't know, man. I think you had the right idea. So Mike, I think, has Mario Brothers. That's going to kill. And that actually moved up.
I have Roblox.
Friday. It moved up from a Friday release to a Wednesday release. So you're going to get all that first week.
I think I got Angry Birds too and Minions.
You did. So here's my suggestion to you. And I'm going to do it too, because I think I picked for my horror movie, one of my horror movies, I picked Final Destination. And it's not going to come out this year. So I'm like, fuck. So I got to pick another horror movie. But if I had a choice, I'd probably just start picking some fucking animated cartoons, because it seems like that's the only way people are going to get out is if they're taking their kids to see some kind of animated cartoon type shit. But for adults, man, especially us getting older, we're like, fuck it. We already go back if you want to see our reactions and our thoughts on theaters and going into a fucking movie. But it's not as fun as it used to be, which is a shame. But also in Wonder Man, which was kind of cool. Did you see, Mike? Like, it was kind of him and his father bonded with going to the movies when he was young. And that's what made him fall in love with acting in movies, was just watching this old movies. And then, of course, his dad's favorite was this old movie called Wonder Man. So if we didn't explain, like, the whole premise of Wonder Man is actually based on a movie character that Simon is watching called Wonder Man. And anyway,
and if you think about it, it's the perfect built-in excuse for why he has a costume if he's in Doomsday and why he has a superhero name. They're all going to call him Wonder Man because they all saw the fucking movie and they're like, Wonder Man. It fits so perfectly. And
the one thing you made me think of, because you kind of asked how he could be included in Doomsday, I'm thinking, why not? And I know it's kind of like almost like a Hawkeye in Avengers type thing, but why can't Doom use Wonder Man as a weapon? Like maybe he's not, you know what I mean? Like if Doom has a weapon, an ultimate weapon like that, maybe he can do some shit. You know what I mean? I don't know. Yeah. That's what I think. Maybe you can include him that way with RDJ using him. Whatever. Just simple thoughts. Anyway, you got any final thoughts? You got anything you want to promote?
No, I got tune in, like, comment, subscribe. It always helps.
It helps. And this has been a fun process so far. Like, for those of you, if we have anybody, I challenge anyone, if you're watching this on a regular basis, please just drop us a comment and just say hi, because we'd like to recognize you as somebody that's what we're going to call an OG. You know, you're here at the
I'm a
beginning
day
of our.
one.
Yep, you're here from day one. So if you're watching this to the very end here, give us a comment and we'll give you a shout out. And anyway, for Mike, I'm Ron, and for Sons of Cinema, you all have a great week. And Mike, I will see you next time. Peace.